This is Taya Graham reporting for the Real News Network in Annapolis, Maryland. On Jeff Sessions' exit from the Department of Justice, he left a last-minute memorandum limiting federal investigations. How will it affect police departments like Baltimore, who are seeking reform and are under consent decree? Sessions made the last-second move to dial back federal police oversight just before Trump asked for and received his resignation. The order would limit the ability of the department's Office of Civil Rights to investigate police departments and enter into consent decrees. Baltimore City entered its own consent decree with the Department of Justice shortly after the DOJ found that the Baltimore City Police Department engaged in unconstitutional and racist tactics.
The police department made roughly 44% of its stops in two small, predominantly African-American districts that contain only 11% of the city's population.
But Sessions' last-minute move raises a question. How will it affect cities like Baltimore, already under the scrutiny of the DOJ? The city's top lawyer, Andre Davis, said he was not concerned.
If that's what it took to get him out of the Justice Department, that's fine. It's not going to affect Baltimore City. It may well affect some cities down the line.
An opinion shared by Maryland ACLU lawyer David Roca.
The order is a travesty and a repulsive piece of ideological decision-making utterly at odds with the rule of law. That being said, it's not going to have any effect on the consent decree here in Baltimore because that consent decree is already in place and can't be changed at the whim of political ideologues.
But Roca said the decision could have far-reaching implications for cities like Baltimore with troubled police departments and little recourse.
It's hard to overstate how ridiculous and wrong and unconscionable this document coming from the chief law enforcement official of the entire country is. It is nothing more than a complete abdication of the federal role in ensuring adherence to federal law.
And that it also violated the law enacted during the term of former President Bill Clinton, which authorized the DOJ to investigate unconstitutional policing. Since then, the department has entered over 20 consent decrees. Morgan State University professor Natasha Pratt-Harris says they are a useful tool.
I argue that's based upon their data. They have led to some improvements because they mandate improved community police relations, mandate more accountability, and a structure in place where you have the feds engaging in what's happening in cities to make certain that the agencies are doing their due diligence to protect the people and to not violate their constitutional rights.
In part because a local government bereft of civilian control of police needs outside oversight.
We have hundreds of cities across the country where there are violations often. They don't necessarily have consent decrees. So it's not like this thing manages or maneuvers how we operate as a society. It's something that's put in place to offer a layer of protection.
Former Maryland State Senator Clarence Mitchell IV, the architect of the city's own civilian oversight board, says the DOJ plays a vital role.
We have to understand that this president and his attorney general, they're antithetical to any type of police accountability or anything else. They believe law enforcement first, that type of philosophy. And people knew that when they were voting for him.
But without a strong mechanism for civilian oversight, even the most tenacious reform efforts may fall short.
I mean, I think anything that involves a combination of different eyes, where it's not all centralized in the mayor, is good. But would people vote for it?
This is Taya Graham and Stephen Janis reporting for the Real News Network in Baltimore City, Maryland.